Thanks you guys for being here. Yeah, to get the split on the week last week was for sure, something we wanted to make sure we accomplished. Of course, we always want to get to. We knew that it probably was one of the tougher stretches of road matches you have. And I'm excited that we had the chance to go through it, because we know that it's just better preparation for us to get really good on the road against great teams is something that we know that we have to do. And we did a great job. It came up short in the Utah State match. But had a heck of a match against a very good Boise State team in a really kind of in a hostile environment, and it was awesome to see the team pull that one out, because there were several different opportunities where I thought Boise could have absolutely gone on a run, and I thought we stopped it, and then we kind of flipped the script on them late in some sets, which is something we've been working towards, is, hey, can we be great at closing? And so it was great to see that. Continue to be focused on our defensive end of the game. We know this week is going to be a massive test for us with Fresno, who's just continuing to climb. I think they're as hot as it gets. It might be 4 out of their last 5 matches. They've won it pretty convincingly, and so I think they're playing as well as they can, and as well as you would like them, a good team to walk in here and to go compete against. So we're excited for Thursday night's match. We got a training here in a little bit, and the team seems really dialed in. They seem locked in for what's coming at us. So exciting week ahead. And we would love to make it a very, very challenging match for these guys. And so I plead any of the Lobo fans out there to come on out and help us try to get 2 this week.
You got the sweep on Boise State this year, but then in the Utah State game, what did you see that you guys really need to improve on heading into this final stretch of the season?
Yeah, Boise State and Utah State are very different styles, and I think the Utah State style is that they throw a lot at you. They've got 3 attackers coming at you at all times that all have huge arms, and they can really force you into some uncomfortable space. And I thought we did a really good job against Boise State defensively. I thought Utah State, I thought they maybe finished with one of the higher hitting efficiencies of our opponents that we've had so far, and that's something we've historically, that last 24 matches we've done really, really well. And so that got away from us. So we're going to go back, and today's practice plan is really a heavily defensive focused, a first contact focused training session with a lot of transition attacking. So once we do get the dig, once we do slow you down at the net with a block, how well can we convert and counterattack? And so that's going to be a big focus for us this week, leaving that Utah State match.
Kind of on that note, what are you kind of hoping to see just as you close out the regular season? One last thing you want to see before you head into the tournament?
Yeah, we've talked about it almost all year. Like, hey, this defense is humming. When we force you to play Lobo volleyball over a long period of time, we come out on top. And I guess the big challenge for us is, can we come out of the gate first? Can we be first out of the gate? Can we go put the hurt on you offensively and defensively? And I think I wouldn't say that's something we struggled with. I would just say that's something that it's come in spurts. There's just some consistency that we would like to find offensively, especially with our middle attack and balancing the distribution to the pins, where I think that would be a really nice thing if we could just amp that up a little bit more heading into these Final Four matches. That would really kind of help us to be on the up end of these matches.
This is what you want, right, Coach? To be able to impact your record, but also teams that you're vying with for seeding right now. You have Fresno coming up, a couple teams in your last 4. They're right there with you in that packet.
No doubt. I mean, the reality is, and I've said this a lot. I feel like it's a broken record, but the league is so good, right? You saw Air Force lose to Utah State. Then they went and they put the hurt on Boise, and it's just everybody's trying to get that one more win. Everyone's trying to get that one more spot so they can move up a little bit or get themselves into contention of the playoffs. And people are going to play out of their heads, And so we know that, and we've talked the last few weeks about playing chess. And hey, when you're playing chess, you're not as reactive. Hey, I expect these things to happen, and here's how we're going to counter these things. And so we're really trying to play this chess mentality. And so the reality is this is what you want. You want really good teams in the league. You want the league to set itself apart as one of the top leagues in the country, which means every team needs to be firing on all cylinders. And so, and now we get a chance to go take on 2 great teams here in Johnson. I'm excited for it.
Coach, I know you don't like to compare matches. You like to go in everyone with a fresh start, but from the first one to the next, did you feel like there was an area where you got closer to Utah State, where if you see them again in the tournament, you feel like, if we correct this, maybe things come out a little different?
Yeah, we talked about that after the match, and it was, the second set, we were just ourselves. We looked calm. We looked collected. We looked like we were poised. I thought we looked frantic in the middle of the first, at the early part of the first. I thought we kind of chipped away, and then we for sure looked frantic in the early part of the third. But that's what good teams do. They stress you to the point where, hey, I'm doing something I'm not normally doing, and statistically it's starting to show up on the box score. And then next thing you know, we just settled back in, and we went on an 8-point run, and pushed them to 19-21 in that third set. And yeah, good teams are going to close out, and that's what they did. And so I do think we're trying to just get a little bit better in these categories so that, hey, when those moments come again, we can be on the up end of it.
And Coach, this weekend honoring 7 seniors, I mean, what's the energy like knowing that they have 4 more games just in conference play and then just heading into the tournament? I mean, how are they feeling?
Yeah, we've talked about it in a sense of guaranteed time, right? Like, hey, we've got 4 guaranteed matches together left, right? We've not earned our way into the tournament yet, and the key word is yet, and that's a goal. They're waking up thinking about it. I don't know how much I'm sleeping, but I'm going to bed and waking up thinking about it. And we got this time together, and we have this incredibly special group of seniors that are playing their final season here, and I think it matters to them, and I think there's a real care and concern of how they want to finish this thing out. And I just met with one of our captains yesterday, and it's emotional, right? Like, it's the final week of home play for her, and she's been here 5 years, and it should be. Like, if you care about something this deeply, like, yeah, you get emotional, and it matters to you, and you feel it. And so I think they're excited. I think there's a general level of like, hey, let's get out there and go end this 4-match stretch, like, on our terms, on how we want to end it, and let's honor these seniors this week, and let's go get on the road with CSU and Wyoming in a week and go take it to those guys. So I think it's an exciting time. Thank you, guys.